Drivers Mate Podcast. Please check me out on Instagram, TikTok and Patreon too. If you could like, subscribe and share, it would help a lot of the algorithm, would help keep unscripted, authentic, original YouTube creators permeating the internet and not being suppressed by the algorithm of the big scripted, branded, business paid for content creators. Okay, so let's keep real people real and freedom of speech free. So today I'm gonna do another reaction type of video, and what I usually do in these kinds of videos is I will pick a YouTube short at random and you'll get my initial expressions, my reaction to it, and then I'll give you an opinion of it if I have one, right? Because I don't always have an opinion on everything. Like sometimes I'll start these videos and I just stop and I'm like, well, I don't want to talk about this because I just don't, right? But anyway, here we go. Let's go.
The most powerful people are the most peaceful people, because these are people that have mastered the art of discipline and they have learned themselves. They understand that there will be people that come to test them, and there will be people that come to say rude things about them, and there will be people that come to challenge them. But the most important thing is how they respond to those challenges.
Right, not react,
if
respond.
I give you my time, then I give you my peace. If I sit here and argue with you, I give you my peace. And my peace is so valuable to me that I'd rather keep it to myself.
Okay.
The most powerful.
That's pretty dope, right? I think she's made a lot of good points, right? Obviously she's talking from an opinion, but for the most part I agree with what she's saying. Excuse me. It is important that people understand their own individual powers, right? And they know themselves, trust themselves, get to know themselves, understand themselves first. So you're not taken away by external factors in life, right? What other people do and say, events that happen outside of you, you've quieted the storm that is your mind, right? So you're secure and confident in who you are inside, no matter what happens externally to you, what's going on around you at the time. You're reassured that you're going to be okay, right? You can trust. And like she says, you have a sense of inner peace. A Buddhist point of view would be the same kind of thing. Achieving Zen is to let go, and the same kind of thing would be from a Stoic's point of view. Is what is not in your control, let it go, right? So you can only control your own actions, how you feel internally. You can't control the actions of others or external events, right? That's something you can't do. So yes, you will obtain a certain level of inner peace once you understand that and accept things as they are and wish things to happen as they should, not as you want them, right? As Epictetus would say, right, in Caridia. So yeah, it's a fact that once you, I don't know if I would agree that the most powerful people are, because power is subjective, right? And power looks different in different arenas, right? There's Machiavellian power, then there's saint, do-good kind of power, right? Like, I know I say saint, good, do-good, it's like a good Samaritan kind of power, right? So there's dark power and there's light power, let's say it like that, right? So I reckon that's more of a subjective view of who the most powerful people are. But yes, if to your opposition, if you have any in life, yes, you will be perceived as a more powerful foe if you're harder to shake, because you have a solid understanding of yourself and your inner peace, and you don't let other people interrupt that with the things they might do or try to do to you on purpose or just by happenstance, right? So yes, it's hard to rock someone's world, right? Metaphorically speaking, if they are secure and stable, right? They have their mental health to go up. So that is essentially what it is about, right? Setting boundaries with other people and the world in general securing your own personal well-being and mental health, right? Understanding how to respond to situations and actions and not react, right? Because like I always say, the minute you react to something, you give away your power, right? Your internal power as an individual, your energy is dissipating into whatever actions the enemy or the other person has done to you. Okay, so you've given over your attention, right? So you know where people say where attention goes, energy flows, right? It's for a reason, right? Humans have a finite amount of energy, a finite amount of time, and whatever we put our energy and focus to, we give power to, right? Even things we dislike, right? That's why it is important to know how to be unbothered by things, right? And it's not like you shouldn't, because hate and love are kind of indistinguishable, right? So impartiality or not caring about it either way is the truth, right? Is the center of all things, right? Because things happen as they do, and what affects us is our subjective points of view, right? The objective reality doesn't change, right? And everybody sees the objective reality different based on their own subjective minds, okay? Their own thoughts, background knowledge, and what may have happened in that day. It colors their life and their mind, right? The way they see a situation, the way they react. It's all based on background information and experience. So once you lock that down, right, and you understand that your energy is your mental health, the way you perceive things, you don't then engage in negative things or with negative people, right? Because you understand that invites more negativity down the line. So you just either stay impartial, you don't acknowledge it at all, or if you do acknowledge it, you acknowledge the good in it and only take away good for yourself, and you come out better for it on the other side in all your interactions in your day-to-day life, right? You can stub your toe and feel pain, but you can decide not to be hurt. Wow, look at that hawk just done like a barrel roll down and I'm out of the road, right? Interesting. Anyway, yeah, so you can decide how to respond to things and not to respond at all, and that keeps your energy in check. And then yes, other people may see you as powerful, but it's only because you have self-control, you have self-mastery and self-understanding, which is really lacking in society and amongst most groups of people. They don't understand how people can be like that, so there's two things that either happen. They usually wish to break that kind of individual down by verbal attacks, subconscious attacks, physical attacks, or they look to learn from that person. What is it that they know that I don't know, why they seem this confident and powerful, right? There's the only two ways these things usually go. So yes, from an external point of view, looking at someone or looking at a situation, you might say that they are powerful based on the fact they have control over their emotions and the way they respond to situations. Yes, that does make you powerful. Makes you powerful in business scenarios. It makes you powerful in law kind of scenarios. It makes you powerful in your relationships and interactions with objects and people. It does, to an extent, give you a set of a nice solid power base, right? People can't play with you. They can't play you like that because you know enough human psychology and the way humans operate to recognize the patterns, recognize the signs, and check it and say, no, I don't want nothing to do with that, or no, I'm not going to react the way you want me to react. I'm going to take time and respond to get the best outcome for myself, right? That can be seen as powerful. So yes, understand that there are people out in this world that, like they say, are hurt people, that are just out to hurt people, and then there's just general people that live through life fueled by hate, right? So they do hateful things to people in the hopes of making themselves feel better. But the truth of the matter is they are weak because they don't understand themselves, and they don't understand what they're doing is really just projecting their own hurt and their own hate onto other people. So yes, people will try to break you down once they see that you are quite solid and it's hard to phase you emotionally, physically, financially, whatever tactic a hater or enemy might decide to use. Once they realize it's hard to attack you, they're either going to keep trying harder in different ways, or they're just going to walk away, right? So You decide how you respond to these kinds of people, but overall, she has got a good message. Keep your peace, right? I'm not saying to be peaceful in all matters, because to be peaceful in all matters is to reach a state of enlightenment and zen that is very hard for an average person to meet, right? Because we are human and we aren't infallible, okay? So there's a time for war. Of course there is, right? As a man, I will tell you that up and down. There is a time for war, but there's also a time for peace, right? War makes peace possible, peace makes war possible. It's duality, it's combined, they work together. So she's right, keep your peace in your mental space, in your heart, and things won't be able to affect you so much, right? And you'll have a better understanding of life, and you also have more empathy for other people's actions and lives too. So yes, I agree with her. Tell me what you think. Is it a bunch of new age mumbo jumbo nonsense, right? Or is it really effective ways of thinking and moving through life? Let me know what you think, right? Don't forget, you can request me to react to something and make a video for you on Patreon, Drivers Mate Podcast, and you can also reach me on Instagram, Drivers Mate Podcast, Threads too, Twitter, TikTok, Drivers Mate Podcast, and of course, please like and subscribe and comment. It helps with the algorithm. As I said, let's keep real people real and freedom of speech free. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your day.